Hello, welcome to the class of antenna and wave propagation. We are discussing the basic parameters of the antenna. Now we will discuss the radiation pattern of the antenna. How the radiation pattern of the antenna looks like. Okay, so the radiation pattern of the antenna. So radiation pattern generally is for any antenna is a polar plot. That is the plot of a electric field or radiation with respect to the angle. So it is a polar plot, or we can say an angular study of the radiation intensity in different direction from the antenna. So this is a polar plot or angular study of the radiation intensity in different direction which is radiated from a given antenna. So we can say it is a polar plot. It is a polar plot or angular study. Okay, so angular study of the radiation intensity of the intensity radiation intensity in different directions, in different directions in different directions from the antenna. So this is a angular study of a radiation. So here we use the plot of say the power or electric field. So we can say we have a two direction. One direction is in the theta direction and another is in the phi. So if we plot this phi, theta comma phi versus theta then this pattern is denotes the vertical pattern of the radiation, the vertical radiation pattern. So vertical pattern or vertical radiation pattern. When phi is plotted with respect to the angle phi, and this phi is horizontally. So this phi is horizontal pattern. These two patterns combine to form a 3D radiation pattern. That is the horizontal and vertical both combination, which makes a 3-dimension radiation pattern. So from here, if you have a radiation intensity psi or u, so this radiation pattern is the polar plot of this psi, the polar plot of this psi, indicating direction indicating direction and some finitely strong powers. So strong powers. Okay. Now consider a Hertzian dipole. Consider a Hertzian dipole. So consider a magnitude of the electric field for a Hertzian dipole. We have this E, this magnitude E, as a function of the angle theta and the radial distance r with some constant. For a Hertzian dipole, we have the electric field intensity as a function of both theta and this radial direction magnitude proportional to the radial dimension. So this is a function of this electric field is a function of this r comma theta. Now radiation power or average power. So average power can be calculated as P average is equal to 1 by 2 eta E square by eta. Okay. So from here, this average power again is the function of, if we taking this r theta, so this is a function of P, the magnitude and the angle theta, vertical angle. So this can be written as, if we take this 1 by 2 upon eta into r square, this constant k square and sine square theta. So this is the average power for the given case or the Hertzian dipole. So this is the case. So this is the case for a Hertzian dipole. If we take the k constant term as a P naught, we replace as a P naught. So from here, this radiation intensity, which is in the direction of the theta and phi, is a function of this, if we take is a phi naught and sine square time theta. Okay, so this is a function of sine square time theta. Now plotting the vertical plot, if we have a power plot, so this vertical will radiate in this direction, and this, that is vertically to the normal to the given Hertzian dipole. So it will, the shape is look like some donut shape, some donut shape. Basically, basically your wire antenna is something, the shape of the wire antenna is like this. Now to radiate, let us consider consider how Hertzian dipole radiates. So first we have to understand the basics of the dipoles, how dipoles work. So to understand the basic, let us start with some basic network element. We have a circuit like this. This is the wire, conducting wire, which is connected through a time varying potential, that is Vm sine omega t. And this Vm sine omega t, if we plot it sine this waveform of the input waveform, then this is Vm and this is minus Vm. This is 0. We say this is V. So this is V. So if pi by 2 whatsoever. So from see the network. In the network, the dissipating element is known to be, that is the power will always dissipate from the resistive element. That if we have put it here as a resistor, now due to this potential V, there must some current flowing in this loop, and this currents flow in this resistors, that is I. So here the power dissipate in the form of heat through this resistive element as I square R. In, that is square times of the current flowing in this circuit. Now just remove this dissipating element. Again this sinusoidal current is flowing. So for the first half, this is positive, this is negative. The current flows, but it does not get any dissipating element to dissipate, so it return back. Again the polarity change, it will go in this direction and then return back. So same process for every sinusoid cycle is continuous, it will go and return back. So this creates a standing wave, and this standing wave results in the radiation of wave. Standing wave which radiates through this radiating element in this manner. So it radiates. But this radiation is not so much efficient. This radiation is not so much efficient. So we have to bend this wire on the 90-degree. So we have to bend up and down of this wire to the 90-degree. So let us see the situation, what happens when we bend the wire 90-degree. We have the wire is bended like this, upper and the lower wire. So we have bent the wire 90 degrees. Again the potential V is equal to Vm sine omega t. So from now, this is positive, the current flows and goes in this direction. Now this current will create a magnetic field from the Ampere's law around this wire. In the similar manner, the current flow in this direction for the other polarity of the given circuits, and this creates a magnetic field in this direction with opposite direction. Okay, and this current is plus 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 minus 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 minus, will create a polarity difference between the one wire and another wire, and due to this different due to this formation of dipole, there creates a electric field from plus to minus. So this is a little bit good radiator in comparison to the above circuits. So this is a dipole. This circuits had two pole, and if the waveform, say this is lambda by 2, this is lambda, and this is Vm. So this is a dipole, that is this cover the first half and the second half, with total distance from here to here is lambda by 2. So this is half wave dipole. Half wave dipole. So total length from this is lambda by 2. Now the current here creates is time varying. So it is a oscillating dipole. Oscillating dipoles. The current varies. So the varies, which creates a variable magnetic field, and this variable magnetic field results in shifting of the electric field. From the Maxwell equations, we have two important equations, that is del cross E is equal to minus del B upon del T, and this can also be written as del cross E is equal to mu del H upon del T. One equation, and we have another Maxwell equation, our del cross H is equal to, neglecting the conduction current, that is JC, we only take the wireless current, that is through displacement current del D by del T plus minus. So del D by del T, this creates, so del cross H is equal to epsilon for any given medium E upon del T. So we have these two equations. Now this is an oscillating dipole. So this is oscillating dipole creates a time varying magnetic field, that is this magnetic field varies with time, and this time varying magnetic field results in space varying electric field. So the electric field varies with space, that is shift. So this electric field shifts. Now this electric field, which is also created from the time varying current, the current is sinusoid, which also oscillating dipole. So again the electric field is our time varying, and this time varying electric field helps in space varying magnetic field. So this magnetic field also shifts. So the overall propagation of this EM waves is like that. This magnetic field results in electric field, and this electric field again results in magnetic field, and this magnetic field again results in electric field. So the wave it propagates in similar manner like this, in the manner like this. So the wave propagates in such a manner. These two equations governs the propagation of the electromagnetic waves, and these two equations is simplified by the Helmholtz equations of the electromagnetic wave propagation, which is the basic equations for the EM wave propagation. Okay, so this complete propagations is governed by these two equations. So this half wave dipole helps in propagation of the electromagnetic waves. So this propagation is not only confined to this direction but also in this direction, and not in this direction and not in this. It only propagates normal to the wire, normal to the wire, normal to the wire. So the overall radiation pattern in the three-dimension space is something look like that. So the overall, if this is a wire, so the overall radiation pattern is something look like this. This is E field, and we take the top of, so top view, so the magnetic field H field. So this is top view, this is side view. So overall three-dimension pattern is something look like that. This is a wire. So this shape is something look like a donut type shape. A donut type shape. So it is something look like that in the three-dimension view. This is 3D view. So this is the radiation pattern of a wire antenna. Something look like that. Now this is for half wave dipole. This is for half wave dipole. Now consider another situation. Another situation. So in the another situation, let us draw this diagram once again. So we have bended it. This is lambda by 4. This length is very small. Now ground this. Instead of bending this, ground it and use a ground plane. Use a grounding plane. So this complete structure have only one pole, and this length become quarter. So this is called quarter wave monopole. So something you have looked in your radios, old mobile phones, the antenna. So quarter wave monopole. So this antenna does not have the other negative polarity. So the pattern is similar to the half wave dipole. Instead, it does not have the lower part. So this part is cut out and we have only this part for this situation. If this is a wire antenna, the top view is looks similar, but the remaining half portion is cut out. So this is a quarter wave monopole. So this is something look like the radiation pattern of the basic dipole antennas. And according to this, we will discuss some more antenna parameters using this radiation pattern. The region where the radiation is maximum, this is the isotropic antenna which radiates equally in all the direction. But in practical antennas, the region of the radiation pattern is different. We only radiate in the required direction. The radiation, that is the radiation in the given direction, is required for a given particular direction. So the radiation where the given direction is required is called main beam or main lobe, and the radiation pattern in the opposite direction which is not required or in the side direction is called side lobe or back lobe. So according to this lobes, there are several parameters. Some in that lobe, the angle, this angle of the lobe, that is vertical and the horizontal angle, describes several radiation pattern of the antennas. So so several radiation pattern of the antennas, and this radiation patterns has some other more parameters which categorize the which or which is helps in get to improve the performance of the antennas. That is the half power, beam width, the first null, etc. So we will discuss these parameters one by one in the next class, how these parameters helps in improving the antenna performance for a given applications, how we decide the angle of the lobe so that the radiation pattern will be maximum, it does not get vanish out, or its direction should be accordingly for a given according to the receiving end where the receiving end lies. So all these things are dependent on the antenna radiation pattern. Okay, where the null lie, where the radiation is maximum, where the radiation radiates its half of its power, where what will be the back lobe, what should be the front to back ratio, what is the gain, or we have discussed the gain, already discussed the gain. Now we discuss this gain, directivity, and this power gain in terms of the solid angle, which is very important parameter to categorize the performance of the antenna. Okay, So we will discuss it one by one in the next class. So thank you. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy.